Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file. Error. No game audio detected in file. Hey guys, Leo from the future here. And just like the Axiom said, when I went to edit this episode, I found that no gameplay audio had been recorded. And I have no idea why that is. So I went ahead and made some accommodations for that. I recorded all of the spoken dialogue myself. I also went ahead and bought the soundtrack and imported the songs that I believe were from this region that I explore in this video into the video to make it sound as authentic as possible. And yeah, you are going to hear some differences. Mainly the fact that instead of that amazing narrator doing all of the stories, it's just me with my voice slightly lowered. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I hope you still enjoy the video, and yeah, thanks for checking it out. How's it going, everybody? My name is Leo, and today we are continuing to extract Where the Water Tastes Like Wine from the Axiom. Where we last left off, we had boarded a train and basically caused our death. So today we are going to hopefully be more careful, and we're going to start off today by hearing a story and hopefully evolving one of ours. This man reads the newspaper with barely contained horror, his grimace spreading wider and wider as he makes his way down the page. Suddenly his frown cracks into something with a little more amazement in it. "Whoa," he says. "What's the matter?" He reads out a story about the Leatherman, who has walked a route across Connecticut for 200 years. You're shocked. It's the story of the Leatherman, whose ghost haunts Connecticut, but with some bits changed. "Do you think this really happened?" he asked. "Oh, yes." He shrugs. "Sounds like nonsense to me, for sure," he says. "The stuff they print these days. Move on. Story grew in the telling. The Leatherman who has walked a route across Connecticut." So what I'm seeing is when that flashes on the screen, the eye opens. So what I'm thinking is that a story can evolve twice, and then it has fully evolved. I don't think it'll evolve again. So let's go ahead and search. The women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones. One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces. "Sorry," says the one who laughed. "Don't be," another assures her. They don't look up. Pass by quietly or step loudly. I think I only have one star, so let's get another star. Well, pass by quietly. Are they doing like a Wiccan circle or something? Pass by quietly. And we give thanks for those who have left us, who we wanted gone, for the skills to thrive without them, and for the companions who make the effort joyful. The voice of the youngest wavers. The woman to her left squeezes her hand. This is not a scene to intrude upon. So I guess maybe... they wanted to be more independent, I guess? Move on. The women praying in the woods. Okay. So, where am I? The northeast, so I'm crossing into the south now. I've now crossed into North Carolina. I'm thinking I'm just going to keep following the coast down. Because I feel like that's just the best way to continue. I think I like this version of the song better than the other version. So this is the version that plays in the South. I don't know, this one is just like, this version is just a lot more subdued, and I think I like it better. Let's go ahead and search this barn. A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you. Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do. Okay, do you just cut cane? Cut the sugar cane? We also, this is judgment, and we don't have a judgment, justice? I don't remember which one it is, but we don't have it, so that's good. Oh, great. A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. This is stupid, he says. I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this. He marches off into the cane and others follow. Don't, a young woman shouts after them. It's not right. The tower or justice? We already have, I know, at least one story for the tower, so let's do justice, because like I said, I don't think we have any for that one. She's right. The thief left some hatchets behind, so you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. Keep going, the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding and her face is bright with sweat. Soon her cane is piled high. Chop, chop, chop. Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. Good work, he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay, but doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it. The sugarcane cutters blinded to the threat of death. Huh. So they were all killed because they went and stole or at least one of them was killed because they went and stole the axes. But hey, I got paid, which is cool. Search here. A family of 9 invites you into their home for a meal. Hogs roam free in the yard. They wallow in shady patches of cool mud, not paying any mind as you pass. Eat with the family. This reminds me a little bit of Resident Evil 7, which I haven't played, but I've seen played. Eat with the family. During supper, the hard wind puts an awful burden on the walls. The glass dishes rumble on the table, but the mother seems calm. Can't butcher a hog in these parts without Memaw hollerin' for pig's feet. Ghosts, or could we share? Let's go with the star again. Could we share? The mother's heavy sigh gives you the impression her children ask this often. If Memaw wants more pig's feet, heaven can provide. Move on. Family of pig farmers. I don't know if that one would be, yeah, I don't know if that would be funny or anything. Let me go ahead and open up my inventory. What am I missing now? I'm still missing the pentacles. I have 3 stories for the star. Oh. Why is it blinking like that? Weird, okay. See, okay, so the eye is completely open for the leather man. So that one's completely evolved. So the world, we have... Okay, so we have one for the wheel. Okay, so little Ben is the, was Justice as well. Do we have any... I'm not doing anything. I'm not sure why it's blinking when it, yeah, I'm not sure why it's blinking when I have it selected. We have that. Okay, so we have a lot of them, actually. Oh, we have more for the Empress swap story. Oh, the last born buffalo around Cleveland. That's thrilling. Interesting. Hang on, let me see. We have none for the sun as well, so we need to get the sun and the pentacles, but I think every other thing we have a story for. So I'm thinking... I don't know what the girl with the strange stones in Vermont would be, but I know that the last born buffalo around Cleveland was thrilling. The thunderstorm would also be thrilling too, or would be scary? Let's keep it as is for now. We can always swap later. Am I missing anything in terms of... No, I seem to be full on everything. Is this just... Search. Huge storm, this farmer gasps, pointing to the clouded horizon. We gotta get the produce indoors before the fields wash out. Can you help? You and his family strip the fields of vegetables. When the rain hits, you're all safe inside, and you've got some coins in your pocket. So wait a minute. Okay, so that didn't do anything because I had money and now I don't gain more money. I have a limit on how much money I can have. Okay, looks like a new story. Search. We need a sixth, she told you, beckoning from the steps of a great dark mansion. And just like that, you found yourself sitting with strangers around a velvet-draped table. Her voice is reedy and high, modulated by the tight collar of her Victorian dress. Oh, is this a seance? Join hands, everyone. Okay, hold hands. Your host keeps her eyes closed as she beseeches the spirits of the dead, but everyone else around the table lets one lingering, awkward glance bounce around between them. You sense they're just about done humoring her when it happens. A deep, nasty thump beneath the table. Hold tight. The whole table starts to shake, threatening to lift right off the ground. And then the staid candle flames start flickering like mad, casting ghastly shadows on the walls. And then a viciously cold wind cuts through the parlor like sharpened ice. I wonder if, so travel is let go. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and keep holding. The damned candles are dancing in midair around you, singeing a hair here and there off the coited heads of these well-heeled guests. You notice your host across the table has her eyes open wider than they should go, a rivulet of blood dripping from her nose. So the Wheel of Fortune or the Travel? We only have one story for the Wheel. Let's go ahead and go with the Wheel. When you come to your senses, sunrise has begun to creep in. The parlor is empty but for you and the woman in the old-fashioned dress, who slumped dejectedly over the table. He didn't show up. All that sound and fury, and no sign of his spirit. A seance. Okay. Wonder who he was trying to contact. I need sleep now, apparently. I'm down to half sleep. So stories, I now have 2 for the Wheel. How many do I have for travel again? I have 3, okay. Well, I'm filling out my inventory of stories more. The only problem is... Oh, I see another one over here. Let's go ahead and grab this one, and then let's go ahead and there's another camp down there that I'll make my way towards. So we're in Charlotte. So it also occurred to me, I might be able to sleep there, hopefully. It also occurred to me that I don't know if you can whistle and hitchhike at the same time, because that's what I was trying to do last episode, and I couldn't get any people to drive me, so maybe you can't whistle and hitchhike at the same time, which would suck, but, I mean, I don't know.
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air is sweet with the tang of recently cut sugarcane. There is a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello.
We have the Two of Pentacles now. I think that's one. That was the only one we were missing. We might be missing one more. The Sun is the other one we're missing. But nice. Greet the man.
Making molasses, he says to your unasked question. I sell the blackstrap in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell. He grins.
It smells strange, or ask to try some. If it's for feed, then it's probably not for, Oh, farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell. If they use it for feed for, like, animals, then it's probably not something humans could eat. It smells strange.
I don't notice it no more. Been doing this for a while. I keep back a few bottles to share. I don't charge neither. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread. He nods at the barrels. I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?
Still sticking with the Two of Pentacles. Happy to help.
You help him hand the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire. It's hot work. He fetches water and dark bread, and you share the small meal and a smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor.
Move on. The man who made molasses. I'm not, like, missing any health, am I? No, so that was like a gain health type thing. Let me go ahead and see if this will offer me sleep. The school's sports shed is unlocked, so you bed down on the piled football pads. You're soon woken by a teacher dragging in a bag of dirty baseball bats. Baseball bases. Don't mind me, he laughs. Just be gone by morning, okay? You keep your promise and get a full night's sleep in comfort. Move on. Okay, so I'm no longer sleepy. Okay, so let's go ahead and evolve a story. Is it gonna... Oh. Come on. This kindly old man sharing the shade under the bridge with you tells a few rambling stories. Some true, some conspicuously less so. All true, he assures you. There's history in this place, going all the way back to Indian times. Strange stuff happens around here. Can't all be true. Sure it is, he scoffs. And then, as if to prove himself right, he launches into a story about the storm generated by the gigantic bird. And this one, you know. It's the story of the massive thunderstorm, but wilder and stranger than you remember. I know that one. See then? The old man laughs. So I ain't pulling your leg. It's all true. Move on. Story grew in the telling. The storm generated by that gigantic bird. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit up this new campsite down here. It's probably gonna take me a while. Let me see if I can hitchhike. There's a car coming. Please, help me. Right, yeah. Excellent. I wonder if how far he'll take me. If he'll take me all the way to the camp or if he'll drop me off.
Oh, I see 2 stories in that town. Okay. How do I... No. No. How do I get out of the car? I need to... How do I get out of the car? Sir? No. I can't pause the game. The arrow keys won't do anything. None of the face buttons do anything. Well, no. Stop. I'm literally pressing every button on this controller, and it's not doing anything. Okay. Well, I have to walk that whole way. That's so far. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this story. I am going to head over to Miami so that if I, for some reason, end up dying again, I'll respawn back at Miami. And then I'll visit that camp, and then walk back to the Carolinas for the other camp. And there were some stories on the way there, which is nice.
The soldier sits in the dirt with his legs splayed out, like a child would sit. Beneath the tattered fabric of his antique uniform, several open wounds fester in the hot sun. Lend a hand, traveler?
Oh, the sun. Yeah, help the man.
You kneel in front of the soldier. His body's marked with bullet holes, along with deeper wounds that could be from knives or bayonets. Maggots squirm inside the raw red flesh. About time I earned an amputation. You seen any bluebellies around?
Bluebellies?
The soldier leans in uncomfortably close to inspect your features. Are his pupils solid white before now? He tilts his head, narrows his eyes, sniffs you. What are you, stranger?
Back away or pardon. Oh, I'm wondering if this is like a Civil War soldier, but since we're in the South, it would be a Confederate soldier, and a bluebelly would be a Union soldier. The hat, and it kind of looks like Civil War attire. Pardon?
A shadow falls on the soldier's face. You damn Yankee! He pulls you in by the wrist and drives a bowie knife into your gut. As the blade bites your flesh, the soldier stares into your eyes, his body dispersing into the wind like a cloud of dandelion seeds.
Okay. The wounded soldier. Oh, I completely lost my health. I will die if I take another hit. Let me go to Miami. Probably should have backed away. That would have been the smart thing to do. It also occurred to me right after I said pardon, that pardon would probably be something. Actually, I don't know. I was gonna say it might be something that a quote-unquote northerner would say, but who knows. Enter Miami. Seagulls scream overhead as you mosey down the beach. Out at sea, ships crawl along the horizon towards the harbor. The sun's a little intent, so you search for a scrap of shade. You go ahead and get some fried chicken and heal myself. That took all of my money. Holy crap. Go back. Well, now I gotta earn money. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash.
Would I be able to find work in Miami? I found work in New York and Washington. I couldn't find any in Boston. Let's try something new. Let's try panhandling. Nobody tosses you a coin today, but honestly, they don't look like they have much to give. Everyone in the street seems tired. Even the dogs are walking with a droop. Time to move on, perhaps. It's kind of like... why would you not be able to panhandle or find more work in the cities, like, if you visit them multiple times? I don't know, let's go ahead and explore.
You've enjoyed a break on the beach, staring off the edge of the world, but the sun is starting to go down and the breeze is growing stronger. As you're about to stand, a man plucks down near you. He sits a polite distance off, but looks at you expectantly.
Let's see, greet him warmly would be the 9 of Swords. And that would also be the 9 of Swords. Let's greet him warmly.
He smiles weakly. I just got fired. First Spanish-American radio host in the state, and they fired me. They needed to make cuts, I get that. But I'm twice the... He trails off. I don't know what I'm going to tell my wife.
Be sympathetic.
I could try the docks, but there are already more men than jobs, and I could barely support a family on what they pay. He hangs his head. And my boy... I can't bring myself to tell them. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, like, especially in the economy of this time period, like, I bet a lot of people were going through that, and I bet, more, if they needed to make cuts, it was probably, like, the minorities who were getting fired first. Just because, like, this time period was a lot, like I said in a previous episode, a lot has changed in America since these times. Sit with him.
He calms down as the sun drops below the horizon. An expanse of darkness is ahead of you. Turning back to the lights of the city reminds you that the world hasn't gone away. After a long silence, he speaks. It's never going to get better, is it?
Country's on its knees, or give him hope. The moon, which I know it's not the moon, but I don't remember what it actually is, or the 9 of Swords. Let's do the moon. Let's give him hope.
It takes you a moment to notice his sobbing over the noise of the waves. I've got to tell them, haven't I? I'll go to the port in the morning and see if they'll take me. You can no longer make him out in the dark, but his hand touches your shoulder as he leaves.
Move on. The man on the beach in Miami despairing about the future. Well, that was sad. Out of curiosity, the train station... Oh, I can go to Atlanta or New Orleans. Go back. I was hoping it would maybe take me to wherever I was trying to get before. Leave. Alright, let's go ahead and search this. Let's evolve a story.
He's small for his age, a boy of 13 or so, sitting on an upturned bucket by the side of a tiny wedge of farmland. The dog, as though by contrast, is massive, an enormous yellow-brown mutt. He's called Rover, the boy explains. Pa says he can't come with us.
A tower. Where?
West. You notice the Model A truck on the yard, pile high with furnishings and trunks and bags and knots of rope to tie it all together. And upon all that too, yet more dust and grit. Pa says it has to be better.
Why can't Rover go? Probably because they can't afford to feed him.
With one toe tip, he scratches a parabola on the dead, dry ground. Pa says we can't afford to feed Rover no more. You can't tell where the blonde of the dog's coat ends and the omnipresent dust begins. Same goes for the boy's hair. Will you take him?
The tower, you can't. If they'll probably shoot him or something if I say I can't. So I'll take him.
Rover follows you eagerly after you feed him the tiniest sliver of jerky. But a few hours later, he snaps to attention, as though hearing some distant noise your ears can't catch. The last you see of him are the markings left by his dirty pelt on the leaves of the underbrush.
Move on. The boy and his dog. So what am I looking at now? What do I have? So I have 2 for this. Just checking to see what all I have. Oh, so no, I have the boy and his dog for this one, yeah. I don't know why it's blinking like that. That's super weird. Okay. 34 out of 237 stories gathered. Let's go ahead and evolve a story. You spend a while in the cool shade at this gas station. You notice 3 kids sitting beside their family car while their parents argue loudly with the cashier inside. The children seem embarrassed. You see the oldest brother lean over and distract his sibling with a story. Listen in. He starts telling them a story about the blessed lighthouse sanctuary where souls in love could find respite. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of the 2 lighthouse keepers, but with new, exciting, over-the-top details. He tells it well. When the parents come stomping furiously out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce, missing the end of the boy's new story. But the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. It'll stick with you for a while. The blessed lighthouse sanctuary where souls in love could find respite. That's nice. Okay, let's go ahead and see whose camp this is. Dupree.
You look good, honey. You got a light? You like a good story?
Sure.
I like to hear about people and make bets with them.
I think I'm done making bets. I'm already in debt to some kind of demonic wolf.
I like to hear about the weird, handsome people, get convinced by the rich jackasses who'll play blackjack and lose into the night, dames who are lit cigarettes, burning to the end. I want to be around furious people who use me and I use them. Are you one, stranger?
You are very open about what you want, I guess.
Come close to me. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
I do. Let's go ahead and tell her the storm one. Nope. Storm. I don't remember which one the storm is. What was it? It was, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. The storm generated by, actually... Should I be saving stories like this? Because I don't know what will evolve and what won't evolve, and I don't know how to get them in the later chapters, like with Quinn, how it wasn't raising his eye at all because I was just telling stories that hadn't evolved. So maybe I need to save those? No. Is that thrilling? Let's try this one. Tell the story of the wounded soldier in the southeast. Oh. That wasn't voiced. Were you trying to scare me? Sorry, honey, that one's just boring.
I remember my stepdaddy. He had a soft touch for me. A handsome, low-voiced man. Mom never did trust me around him. He taught me how to grift. All you need is that light touch, he said. And look 'em in the eyes and tell 'em the truth they want. And you know I always was good at that after.
Okay.
I know what it's like to have those eyes turned towards you and make you feel like everything, and then to be in the cold and dark when they turn away. A boy told me a bunch of sad story lies today, and I saw right through him. You bring any true ones to tell?
Okay, so she wants a sad story. Not that one. The story of the man on the beach in Miami despairing about the future.
Oh, honey, that broke me up good. Tomorrow is the great gamble. There's a light out there on the horizon, a glow of something golden. There ain't something for all of us out there, but there's that hope. I can tell you're looking for it too. You know, if you stop to look down, there might not be anything below your feet, but you're still moving forward. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Let's see. Not either of those. I don't know what the Pigeon Keeper is gonna be. I doubt it's exciting though. I don't wanna use a story that's evolved. Let's go with the Pigeon Keeper just so I can see what it is. Okay, so that's a scary one.
Sometime, you know, I think, what would it take to make you stop, Miss Dupree? Maybe it's love that would make me stop roaming and stop betting. And I think sometimes boys are like gambling, ain't they? You put all your concentration on them, you grift them, you follow them, you wait for them to pay off. But sometimes you just get shot in the stomach and you wake up in that hospital and think, I ain't for love, Joe. I ain't for it. I can't be cared for. I can't afford it. No, sir.
Well, by the sounds of it, you haven't tried love. You just conned them.
Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Okay. I wish I had swapped out the storm one with the buffalo one. I'm also running out of time. Let's just do the storm one.
Well, well, they should let you make the movies, honey. A long time ago, I left that little hole I grew up in and started to make my home wherever I was. I don't regret it. I took a pack of cards and hopped on a cargo train, and when it stopped by someone interesting, I'd let him take me to where the law can't see. And you know what's home in this here country? People. No one loves harder and tries harder than these countrymen. And at night, when the grasshopper's squeaking, I think they singing something patriotic about trying luck and failing and trying again. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Not right now. Exit. Leave.
Next time, let's up the stakes, shall we?
I guess.
Why don't we spend some time with bourbon and 5-card stud? You bring the bourbon, of course. And when the moon's fuller, I might let you in on some secrets on life. Have you any?
Alright, so she's staying in Florida, The Gambler. Dupree, Chapter 2, now available. So that's Dupree in that campfire right there. So let's go ahead and go back up the coast. This is going to take forever because I can't hitchhike because the roads only go one way. Actually, let's stop over here and grab this story on the way. Okay, and actually let me also, whoops. Let me go ahead and swap out this for that. And then, because I'll need, where's the other ones that I can swap? Oh, that's a thrilling one. Let me go ahead and swap out this one for that one. That way I can use my most powerful stories for later people's chapters. And I think there's one more that I can swap. No, okay. Let's go ahead and search this.
You rest in a field, where a well-dressed stranger talks your ear off on all manner of subjects. The weather, fireflies in the summer, how combine harvesters work. After a while, the mood shifts. Heard my death bones this morning.
Death bones?
Death bones. Heard 'em rattle like clank, click, clank. More startling than wind chimes in a tornado. He plucks dry grass and chews on a piece. Ain't much time left now.
Let's go with this one. Any family?
Not much. Sent them a letter. Mostly apologies. Bothered the postwoman a lot about how to spell this and that. Ain't that bad. He seems to perk up some. I did right by most folks.
Nod.
Sure was good to meet you. The man pauses, rubs his chin in contemplation. Don't let the bedbugs bite. He walks off slow. After his silhouette becomes small on the horizon, but before he vanishes, you see him collapse on the ground.
The man who seemed alright with death. Alright, let's go ahead and evolve a story then. These fellas are lounging in the front of a half-finished office building, taking their lunch break. Hey, one calls, waving it down. Rick was just telling us this story. Listen, okay? And you tell if it's bullshit or not. The Thunderbirds who bring storms. Oh. You realize... Oh, okay, the storm. Wait, you realize the story of the storm generated by the gigantic bird, but changed a few major ways, so it's definitely part bullshit, right? But it's also real. It's bullshit. Move on. So now the storm is completely evolved. And they brought in the Thunderbirds again, which is interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this story, and then we'll head back up the coast that way. And then we'll head back down and head up the coast along the southern coast.
You emerge from the underbrush and find yourself at the edge of a field. A farmhouse sits at the other end. Close by, a large family is tending to the plants together. They pause and regard you almost nervously. "Hello there?" the grandmother asks.
Hello.
The family is almost too nice to you. When you ask for water, they don't even let you walk to the pump by the house. A child runs back to the shed for a folding chair, and they serve you lemonade in a glass among the lettuce heads.
Very kind.
Halfway through your glass, you notice someone moving furtively down by the house. The cuffs of his white shirt are stained red. The father sees your look and shifts to block your view. His eyes are bright and his teeth are bared in something like worry. "How do you like your lemonade?"
It's great? Question mark?
His wife arrives with a bag full of sandwiches for you, and the whole family ushers you back into the woods, waving, wishing you well. You take one look back over your shoulder. The man by the wall is gone.
Move on. Farmers who gave you lemonade. Interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and keep going. Probably cut this out, it's gonna take forever. Let's go ahead and get a news story.
Faded shotgun houses sit in rows under the tall shadows of smokestacks. A worker in full uniform hollers from a porch. "Hey traveler,
What's a shotgun house?
join me inside. Got some literature here."
Alright, the star. Go inside.
As you shut the door, the man glances out the window and draws the shades. "Landlord toss you out?" "Ah, don't mind me. None of my business." He pries up a floorboard with a crowbar.
Watch.
You glance over the man's shoulder to see inside the compartment. Canned goods, a pile of leaflets, the wood stock of a rifle. He replaces the board and stands.
Look away.
He hands you a can of whole potatoes, then a leaflet which reads, "No evictions, no fascists, no hunger." Headed back to the shop, but we have a Bible meet soon.
The Three of Staves or the Star? I don't remember which one
has less stories for it. I think we have 3 for the stars, so I'll say I travel around.
Nothing wrong with that. Be careful in those boxcars, traveler, and take care of your neighbor.
Move on. The metal worker in the company house. Let's go ahead and hear a story. Okay, we got Rick again. Telling you about the killer pigeons. You realize it's the story of the pigeon keeper, but changed in a few major ways, so it's definitely part bullshit, right? But it's also a little real, not bullshit. So the pigeon keeper to the killer pigeons. Am I missing anything? Oh, I'm missing money. Can you give me money? Possibly? And a horse auction. A well-dressed man waves you over. Making some big deals today, he brags, fingering a bill where you can see. Get me when number 60 goes up, okay? You stand in the crowd and wait, then run back to fetch him. He pays you absurdly well for doing almost nothing at all. Move on. How much money did that give me? Half money, okay. Let's go ahead and evolve a new story. Okay, the old man at the bus stop. Tale of the Bushwhacker's Vengeful Ghost. Confusing himself now again. Bushwhacker's Vengeful Ghost? Totally twisted version of the story about the wounded soldier, but massively changed. The Bushwhacker's Vengeful Ghost. I wonder if, like, is a bushwhacker like what they used to call Confederate soldiers? I have no idea. We got 2 stories here.
First tree in a mile, and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help if someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles.
Yeah, they can't get sun. Rest.
You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills.
This sounds a bit dangerous, but not off.
The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around, not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
Listen to weeping or listen to laughter? Let's listen to the laughter.
Can't get enough porcelain, chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store? I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home. Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
Move on. A tree with bottles on its branches. And another story?
The cave is really a man-made hole breaching into an earthen mound. The man, khakis dirtied by kneeling on the rough earth, has assembled a macabre little pile of skulls to the side.
What are you doing?
Readying these for sale, friend. He wipes his hands on his pants. This pile of skulls, clearly claimed from his enemies by an Indian chieftain, would be perfect for any cabinet of curiosities or sideshow attraction.
Oh, but why dig up a grave?
Why, these skulls belong to no one. They're just here, lying under this mound, waiting for an enterprising soul to make something of them. Isn't this what America is all about?
But, the Indians, my knowledge on Indian tribes is not very much, but, I do know that there were, like, mounds created by Indians, but did they bury their enemies in mounds? Or did they bury their own in the mounds? I don't remember. Because I was gonna say, I don't know if it's their enemies that they buried in those mounds. Look deeper into the mound.
Little sunlight reaches that deep in, but you can still see the skeletal remains. Their heads carelessly removed, laying neatly in their excavated resting places, each one lovingly surrounded by stone effigies, earthenware, and copper plates in the shape of winged warriors.
Yeah, these are not enemies.
These graves were dug with care. Threaten the man. Also, because I need another story for this category. The justice, so threaten the man. You pause and consider the small man, greedily arranging someone's remains as though they were a trinket for a mantelpiece. Tell him to fuck off or make up a ghost story. How dumb does this man look? I'm good at stories. And it doesn't matter. Let's make up a ghost story. It's crude and ridiculous, but he's a crude and ridiculous man. You have him run off the mound, sworn never to tell of what he's seen for fears of monsters and ghosts. It's a small thing, but a kindness, you hope. Yeah, move on. Grave robber at the burial mound. Okay, let's go ahead and evolve a story, and then let's see what this camp has to offer in Savannah. Farmers loitering. Okay. But the fisherman is fish calling seagulls. Takes a couple seagulls and the fisherman. Where'd you hear that story? That story happened to me. Story grew in the telling. Now before I do this, let's see what all I can swap out. So that's not anything. Swap. Okay, yeah, this setup is good. Whoops. This setup is good. And yeah, these setups are all good because I'm saving the ones I can swap out. I'm saving those for later. So let's see who this is. Jimmy. Evening there. You looking for a sermon or just a chat? So you're a pastor. Don't really matter, frankly. First thing I ever learned behind the pulpit is that every homily is just a conversation. I like the music for this one. I think this is the first one. This is definitely my favorite music of all the characters so far. Ain't as one-sided as you might think, either. Preachers ain't shepherds, they're cowboys. They gotta run with the flock, keep them directed without fencing them in. That's a good way of putting it. So how about you take a seat and guide us somewhere? Lately, my journey's pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures? So you want something thrilling? The buffalo. Last-born buffalo around Cleveland. I swear, I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute. Home? Never had a home. Not the way y'all talk about it anyway. Pops and I had a little trailer for the summer he was wrestling in Atlanta, but otherwise it was a new floor every week. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen? Okay, you want something else thrilling? Let's see what we got. That's scary. I don't know. The story of the grave robber, would that be thrilling? Let's go with the grave robber just to see what kind of story it is, because I'm not 100% sure. That's how it is, Well, maybe you ain't seen as much of this world as I have. Maybe that one's sad. Choice? Doing right? Well, it's a struggle for all of us, sure, and I do my part to help. But the golden rule ain't only about fire and brimstone. It's about facing your neighbor, looking them in the eye, and being judged. If If you can look the neighbor you wounded in the eye and say, "I don't care what I did to you," that's when you really, truly are a damned soul. I see a lot of damned souls these days. You know any story that brings a person hope? Something I can tell to my congregation?
Sure. Not that one. Not that one. Bringing a person hope. The story of the man who made molasses around Charlotte.
Are you sure you ain't the preacher here? That was a good one.
The eye didn't go up. Even though it said it was correct, the eye didn't go up.
Joy? Well, you ever heard that gospel music around Chicago way? Now I get it. Maybe a little ostentatious for some of the more reserved clergy. But it's got joy in it like the Lord put in the disciples, I tell you what. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
Well, I don't want to use all of my stories, but like, holy crap. Let's go ahead and do scary story. Let's do the Hessian of Sleepy Hollow and see if that takes us anywhere.
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet.
Okay, so that made it open all the way. I have no idea how this works. So, I told the right story last time and it didn't open the eye at all. And then I told the story that was one evolved and it opened the eye all the way up. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Bondage? Yeah, met my daddy's daddy once. One time is all I needed to know that some chains ain't ever come off you, no matter what sort of proclamation a white man in a suit makes. Lately, my journey's pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
Well, we'll go ahead and exit.
Well, I gotta get moving on. Have a sermon to give in the morning, and the church is a long night of walking that way. Walk like you blessed, child, because even if you ain't, that's the only way you'll find your holy self.
The preacher. New story, Jim's parable. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and call it there. It's interesting. Like, the stories, I don't know, it's just like the same as I've said before. The characters are really interesting. The stories are really good. The stories are so good, actually. Like, I'm really loving the stories, even if they are like very brief. So yeah, we'll just continue walking along the coast and we'll see what happens. So thank you everybody so much for checking out the video. I really do appreciate it. If you want to be notified of when I upload the next part of the file to the archives, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, as well as leave a like or comment if you so desire. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.
Upload successful. Click here to view previous files. Have a pleasant day.